Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your reading. Something profound is happening for you right now, and we need to talk about it. You're opening as a vessel. Inspiration is flowing through you. The creative channel is activating. This isn't about you creating from your own limited resources. This is about you becoming a conduit for something larger than yourself. Divine energy, creative inspiration, healing power, whatever you want to call it, it's flowing through you now. Let me show you what the cards are revealing about this opening and what it means for your journey. Let's start with your current energy. What's happening for you right now? Let me pull cards and see what's showing up. First card, the High Priestess. Perfect. Right away, we have the energy of channeling. The High Priestess is the conduit between the seen and unseen worlds. She receives information from the divine and brings it into form. Pisces, the High Priestess is you right now. You're tapped into something beyond your conscious mind. You're receiving downloads, insights, creative ideas that aren't coming from your thinking brain. They're coming through you from source. The High Priestess also represents intuition at its highest. Your psychic abilities are heightened right now. You're sensing things, knowing things, feeling things that you can't explain rationally. Trust that. Let me see what else is in your current energy. The star. Beautiful. The star is hope, inspiration, and divine guidance. The star appears in darkness to show the way. Pisces, you're being guided. The star is the energy of receiving light from above and letting it shine through you. The star is also healing. You're not just receiving inspiration for yourself. What's flowing through you has healing power for others. Tell me more about this energy. What else is present? The Ace of Cups. New emotional and spiritual beginning. The Ace of Cups is the heart and soul opening wide. It's divine love pouring in. Pisces, your emotional and spiritual channels are wide open right now. The Ace of Cups is the chalice being filled from above. You're receiving, you're being filled, and what fills you will overflow to others. One more for current energy: temperance, alchemy, flow, integration. Temperance is the card of channeling divine energy into physical form. It's 1 foot in spirit, 1 foot in earth. It's being the bridge between worlds. Pisces, temperance is you right now. You're integrating spiritual downloads into practical form. You're taking the inspiration and making it real. Temperance is also about flow. You're in flow state. Things are moving through you effortlessly. So your current energy shows you as conduit between worlds, receiving divine guidance and inspiration, heart and soul wide open, and integrating spiritual energy into form. This is powerful channeling energy. If you're already feeling this flow of inspiration, let me know in the comments. Just say yes or tell me what's coming through for you. All right, let's look at recent past. What brought you to this point of opening? What have you been moving through? First card for recent past, the Hanged Man, surrender, release of control. The Hanged Man is the card of letting go. Pisces, you've been learning to surrender. You've been releasing the need to control outcomes or force things to happen. The Hanged Man hangs upside down by choice, seeing the world from a different perspective. You've been learning to see differently, to trust what you can't see. The Hanged Man is also sacrifice. You've let go of ego's agenda to make space for divine will. What else has been happening? Let me see. The Hermit, solitude, introspection, going within. The hermit is the seeker who withdraws from the world to find truth. Pisces, you've had a period of being alone, of going inward. Maybe you've been quieter than usual. Maybe you've spent time in meditation or contemplation. The hermit says that inner journey was necessary. You had to go within to access what's beyond. The hermit's lantern is inner light. You found your own light in the darkness. One more for recent past. The tower. Disruption, ego death, structures falling. The tower destroys what's false or built on unstable foundation. Pisces, something fell apart. Maybe it was a belief system. Maybe it was an identity you'd been holding. Maybe it was a situation you thought was solid. The tower is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. It destroys the ego structures that block divine flow. The tower cleared you out so you could be filled with something true. So recent past shows surrender and release of control, solitary inner journey to find truth, and ego structures being destroyed to make space. Everything was preparation for this opening. Now let's look at incoming energy. What's arriving for you over the next couple of weeks? Let me pull cards. First incoming card, the Magician, manifestation, bringing vision into form. The Magician has all the tools and knows how to use them. Pisces, the Magician says you're moving from receiving inspiration to manifesting it. What's flowing through you is ready to be created. The Magician is the channel who takes divine energy and makes it physical. You're stepping into that role. The Magician also represents skill and mastery. You have what you need to bring this through. What else is coming in? The Empress, abundance, creativity, fertility. The Empress is lush and full. What you create now will be abundant. The Empress is the ultimate creative force. She births worlds. Pisces, what's flowing through you wants to be born into the world. The Empress says, don't hold back, create abundantly. The Empress is also about nurturing. You're nurturing what's coming through, giving it space and time to grow. Let me see what else. The Sun, joy, vitality, success. The Sun is everything coming to light. It's breakthrough. It's clarity and confidence. Pisces, the Sun says, what you're channeling will bring joy, not just to you, but to others. The Sun is also about sharing your light. What's flowing through you is meant to be shared. The Sun brings success and recognition. What you create will be seen and celebrated. One more for incoming energy, the world. Completion, achievement, wholeness. The world is the end of one cycle and beginning of another. It's mastery. Pisces, the world says you're reaching a significant milestone. What you're channeling now completes something you've been working on for a long time. The world is also integration. You're integrating all aspects of yourself, the spiritual and the physical, the dreamer and the doer. You're becoming whole. So, incoming energy is manifesting what's flowing through you abundant creative output, joyful sharing of your light, and reaching significant completion and wholeness. The next few weeks are powerful for creation. Now, let's go deeper into the channeling itself. What exactly is flowing through you? Let me pull cards to understand the nature of what you're receiving. First card, the Ace of Wands, creative fire, new inspiration. The Ace of Wands is pure creative energy. It's the spark of new ideas, new projects, new visions. Pisces, you're receiving creative inspiration. If you're an artist, writer, musician, this is ideas flooding in. But even if you don't identify as creative, the Ace of Wands is creative solutions, innovative approaches, fresh perspective. You're seeing possibilities you didn't see before. What else is flowing through? The Knight of Cups, emotional depth, romantic inspiration. The Knight of Cups is the artist and the lover. He's deeply feeling. Pisces, you're channeling emotional truth. You're accessing depths of feeling and translating them into expression. The Knight of Cups is also about beauty. What's flowing through you is beautiful. It touches the heart. The Knight of Cups can also indicate romantic inspiration, love itself flowing through you. Tell me more about what you're channeling. The Queen of Cups, intuitive knowing, healing energy. The Queen of Cups is the psychic, the healer, the empath. Pisces, you're channeling healing energy. What flows through you has the power to heal. This could be energy healing, or it could be art that heals, words that heal, presence that heals. The Queen of Cups also represents deep emotional wisdom. You're accessing emotional intelligence beyond your personal experience. One more for what's flowing through. The Hierophant, spiritual wisdom, sacred teaching. The Hierophant is the spiritual teacher. He channels divine wisdom and shares it. Pisces, you're receiving spiritual insight. This could be about universal truths, spiritual principles, sacred knowledge. The Hierophant says what's flowing through you has spiritual significance. It's meant to guide or teach or uplift. You're channeling wisdom from higher realms. So what's flowing through you is creative inspiration, emotional and romantic depth, healing energy, and spiritual wisdom. This is multidimensional channeling. All right, if this is resonating, hit that like button. It helps me know this content is serving you. Let's talk about the opening itself. Why is this channel opening now? What's making this possible? Let me pull cards. First card, the Death card. Transformation, rebirth, endings, and beginnings. Death is the card of profound change. Pisces, you've undergone transformation. Something in you has died so something new could be born. Death clears away what's no longer needed. It's the caterpillar dissolving in the cocoon. You're emerging different. The channel is opening because you're different. You've shed old skin, old identities, old limitations. What's emerging is more open, more receptive, more aligned with source. What else is creating this opening? Strength, gentleness, taming the ego. Strength is the card of gentle power. It's taming the lion not through force, but through love. Pisces, the channel is opening because you've tamed your ego. The ego that wants control, that wants credit, that wants to force outcomes. Strength is about surrendering ego without losing yourself. You're strong enough to be gentle, strong enough to be open, strong enough to let something greater flow through you. One more. Why this opening now? The Fool, new beginning, leap of faith, trust. The Fool steps off the cliff trusting he'll be caught. Pisces, the channel is opening because you're willing to trust. You're willing to take the leap into the unknown. The Fool doesn't know where he's going, but he goes anyway. You're embracing not knowing. You're letting yourself be led. The Fool is also innocence. You're approaching this with beginner's mind. No preconceptions, just openness. So the channel is opening because of profound transformation and death of old self, taming of ego through gentle strength, and willingness to trust and leap into the unknown. You're ready. Now let's talk about what you need to do to support this channeling. How do you nurture this opening? Let me pull guidance cards. First guidance card, the Four of Swords. Rest, restoration, quiet. The Four of Swords says, protect your energy. Don't burn yourself out. Channeling requires energy. You need rest to restore. The Four of Swords is about creating space, quiet space, meditative space, space where you can receive. Pisces, build rest and stillness into your routine. This isn't lazy. This is necessary for the channel to stay clear. What else do you need? The Two of Pentacles, balance, flow, adaptability. The Two of Pentacles is juggling different energies and staying flexible. Pisces, you need to balance the spiritual and the practical, the receiving and the creating. The Two of Pentacles says, don't get so lost in spirit that you forget the physical. Ground what you're receiving, make it real. The Two of Pentacles is also about playfulness. Don't make this too serious or heavy. Stay light, stay fluid. One more guidance card. What else supports the channeling? The Three of Wands, vision, planning, taking action. The Three of Wands is looking ahead and making plans. Pisces, while you're receiving, also think about what you're going to do with what you receive. How will you share it? Who needs it? The Three of Wands is about expansion. Don't keep what you channel to yourself. Share it widely. The Three of Wands also says, think bigger. What you're channeling can reach further than you imagine. So to support the channeling, rest and create quiet space. Balance spiritual and practical with playful flexibility, and plan how to share what you receive widely. These practices keep the channel clear and flowing. Now let's look at potential obstacles. What might block or interfere with the flow? I'm pulling these so you're aware, not afraid. First obstacle card, the Five of Pentacles, scarcity thinking, fear of lack. The Five of Pentacles is worry about money or resources. Pisces, if you let fear of how you'll survive creep in, it blocks the channel. The Five of Pentacles is the energy of not enough, but divine flow is abundant. There's always enough. Watch for scarcity thinking that makes you try to control or force outcomes. Trust that as you channel, you're supported. What else might block the flow? The Seven of Swords, deception, ego trying to take credit. The Seven of Swords is sneaky energy. Pisces, watch for ego trying to reassert control. Ego might try to claim the ideas as yours alone, to take credit, to use what you're channeling for personal gain or manipulation. The Seven of Swords is also self-deception. Make sure you're really channeling and not just making things up because you want to feel special. Stay humble, stay honest. One more obstacle. The Devil, addiction, attachment, unhealthy patterns. The Devil is bondage to things that feel good but aren't good for you. Pisces, your sign can be prone to escapism, substances, fantasy, avoidance. The Devil warns against using channeling as escapism or getting addicted to the high of spiritual experience. Stay grounded. The Devil is also attachment. Don't get attached to having flow all the time. It comes and goes. That's natural. So watch for scarcity thinking and fear-blocking trust, ego trying to take credit or deceive, and unhealthy escapism or attachment to the experience. Awareness protects the channel. Let's look at what you're meant to create or do with what's flowing through. Let me pull cards for the expression of this channeling. First card, the Three of Cups, community, sharing with others, celebration. The Three of Cups says what you're channeling is meant to be shared in community. You're not meant to keep this to yourself. Pisces, gather people, share what's coming through. The Three of Cups is joyful exchange. What you channel brings people together. It creates connection and celebration. Next card, the Page of Cups, creative expression, emotional offering. The Page of Cups is the young artist offering their heart. Pisces, express what you're channeling creatively. Write it, paint it, dance it, sing it. The Page of Cups is vulnerable expression. Don't worry about it being perfect or polished. Just let it out. The Page of Cups is also about messages. You might be channeling specific messages for specific people. What else are you meant to do with this? The Six of Pentacles, generosity, giving freely. The Six of Pentacles is about sharing resources. Pisces, give what you're channeling freely. Don't hoard it. Don't make people jump through hoops to receive it. The Six of Pentacles is balanced exchange, but it starts with generous giving. Trust that as you give, you receive. What flows through you is meant to circulate, not be dammed up. One more for expression. The Ace of Pentacles, making it tangible, physical manifestation. The Ace of Pentacles is bringing the spiritual into material form. Pisces, whatever you're channeling, make it real, make it physical. If it's ideas, write them down. If it's healing energy, offer sessions. If it's art, create the pieces. The Ace of Pentacles says, ground the inspiration in earthly form. That's how it serves. So express what you're channeling through community gathering and sharing, vulnerable creative expression, generous giving, and tangible physical manifestation. Make it real and share it. If you know another Pisces who needs to hear this, share this reading with them. Now let's talk about the spiritual dimension. What's happening on a soul level? Let me pull cards for the deeper meaning. First spiritual card, judgment, awakening, higher calling, rebirth. Judgment is the resurrection card. Pisces, you're experiencing spiritual awakening. You're being called to a higher purpose. Judgment is about answering the call of your soul. The channeling that's opening isn't random, it's part of your soul's plan. You came here to be a vessel. You came here to channel divine energy into the world. This is you stepping into that role. Judgment is also about being seen and recognized by the divine. You're seen, you're known, you're chosen for this work. Next spiritual card, the Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing, destiny, cycles. The Wheel of Fortune says this opening is happening because it's time. Divine timing. You couldn't have forced this earlier. You had to go through what you went through to be ready. The wheel is turning. You're entering a new cycle, a cycle of channeling and creating. The wheel also reminds you that flow comes in cycles. Sometimes it's rushing, sometimes it's trickling. Trust the rhythm. What else spiritually? The moon, mystery, the unconscious, deep intuition. The moon is the card of what's hidden beneath surface. Pisces, you're accessing the unconscious, the dream realm, the collective unconscious. The moon is where symbols and archetypes live. What you're channeling might not always make logical sense. It might be symbolic, metaphorical, dreamlike. Trust it anyway. The moon is also about illusion. Make sure you're discerning what's real channel versus what's imagination or wishful thinking. One more spiritual card, the Hermit, inner light, solitary connection with divine. We saw this in your past and it appears again. The Hermit says your connection with the divine is personal and solitary. You don't need intermediaries. You have direct access. The Hermit holds the lantern. That lantern is your own inner light, connecting with the greater light. The channel is from within, even though what flows through comes from beyond. So spiritually, this is awakening to higher calling, divinely timed destiny unfolding, accessing the unconscious and mystery, and direct personal connection with source. This is sacred work. Let's look at different types of channeling you might experience. Let me pull cards for various forms. First, creative channeling, the Empress and Ace of Wands. You're channeling creative ideas, artistic inspiration. The Empress births creation. The Ace of Wands sparks it. Pisces, if you create art in any form, you're receiving downloads, ideas for projects, visions of what to make, inspiration for how to express. This is the muse speaking directly through you. Next, healing channeling. The Star and Queen of Cups. You're channeling healing energy. The Star heals. The Queen of Cups channels it. Pisces, your presence might be healing to people right now. Your words, your touch, your energy. You might be guided to study energy healing, or you might just naturally emanate healing frequency. People feel better around you. Another Wisdom channeling, the Hierophant and High Priestess. You're receiving spiritual teachings, universal truths. The Hierophant brings sacred knowledge. The High Priestess accesses it. Pisces, you might receive insights about spiritual principles, life lessons, deeper meanings. You might find yourself knowing things you didn't study. This is ancient wisdom flowing through. Last, emotional channeling, Knight of Cups and Ace of Cups. You're channeling the full spectrum of human emotion and translating it into expression. The Knight of Cups feels deeply. The Ace of Cups opens to all feeling. Pisces, you might be accessing collective emotion, feeling what humanity feels, and expressing it in ways that help others understand and process their own feelings. So you're channeling across creative inspiration, healing energy, spiritual wisdom, and emotional truth. Multiple streams flowing through one vessel. Now, let's talk about how to know when you're truly channeling versus when it's just your own thoughts. Let me pull discernment cards. True channeling, the High Priestess, and the Star. When you're truly channeling, it feels like receiving. It comes from beyond you. The High Priestess is the sensation of something flowing in. The Star is the feeling of being guided, of light coming from above. True channeling often surprises you. You receive ideas or insights you didn't expect. You might think, where did that come from? It flows easily. You're not forcing or straining. You might feel expanded, connected to something larger. Personal thoughts, the Magician reversed, and Seven of Swords. When it's just your thoughts, it feels like you're constructing it. The Magician reversed is using will to make something happen. Seven of Swords is trying to convince yourself or others. Personal thoughts often come from ego's agenda. What will make me look good? What do I want to be true? There's more effort involved, more trying. You might feel contracted or separate. How to tell? Temperance and justice. Temperance says true channeling creates balance and flow. It feels right. It lands with weight and truth. Justice says true channeling is aligned with highest good. It serves, it helps, it's honest. If what you're receiving creates confusion, feeds ego, or harms, question it. True divine channeling is always loving, even when it's challenging. So, true channeling feels like receiving, flows easily, surprises you, expands you, creates balance, and serves highest good. Personal thought feels constructed, effortful, ego based, contracted. Pay attention to the feeling. Let's look at messages from your guides about this channeling opening. First message, the world. Your guides say you're ready. This is what you came here to do. The world is completion of preparation. You've learned what you needed to learn. You've healed what you needed to heal. Now it's time to step into your purpose as a channel. Your guides are celebrating this moment. They've been waiting for you to be ready. Next message, the Chariot. Your guides say move forward with what you're receiving. Don't just receive and hold it. Channel it forward. The Chariot is about taking action with determination and will. Your guides want you to know that you have the strength and ability to do this. Don't doubt yourself. You can handle the power flowing through you. Another message, the Empress. Your guides say nurture what's coming through. Be gentle with yourself and the process. The Empress is abundant patience. Your guides remind you this isn't a race. Let things develop naturally. Nurture the seeds of inspiration. Give them time to grow. The Empress also says enjoy the process. Find pleasure in creating and channeling. Final message, the Lovers. Your guides say choose this. Consciously choose to be a vessel. The Lovers is about choice and commitment. Your guides are asking, will you say yes to this calling? Will you commit to being a channel? The Lovers also represents divine union. Your guides want you to know that in channeling, you're uniting with the divine. You're partnering with source. It's a sacred relationship. So your guides say you're ready for this purpose. Move forward with what you receive. Nurture the process with patience and consciously choose to say yes to being a vessel. Let me bring this all together. Pisces, you're opening as a vessel because you're ready. You've surrendered control. You've gone within to find truth. You've let the tower destroy ego structures that blocked flow. You've transformed. You've tamed ego. You've learned to trust. Now the channel is opening. The High Priestess, the Star, the Ace of Cups, Temperance. You're receiving creative inspiration, emotional depth, healing energy, spiritual wisdom. multiple streams flowing through you. The opening is happening because of death and rebirth, gentle strength over ego, and willingness to leap in trust. You're manifesting what flows through, creating abundantly, sharing joyfully, reaching completion. Support the channel with rest and quiet, balance and playfulness, and planning to share widely. Watch for scarcity thinking, ego trying to take credit, and unhealthy escapism, expressed through community sharing, creative vulnerability, generous giving, and tangible manifestation. This is spiritual awakening to higher calling, divinely timed destiny, accessing mystery and unconscious, and direct connection with source. You're channeling creativity, healing, wisdom, and emotion. True channeling feels like receiving, flows easily, expands you, and serves highest good. Your guides say you're ready. Move forward, nurture the process, and choose yes. This is what you came here to do. You're a vessel, a channel, a conduit between heaven and earth. Let the inspiration flow. Let the healing move through you. Let the creativity pour out. Let the wisdom speak. You're not the source, you're the vessel, and that's enough. That's everything. If this reading resonated with you, drop a comment and let me know. Say I received this or share what's flowing through you. Give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who needs to hear it, and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss your next reading. Sending you so much love and light, Pisces. The channel is open. The flow is here. You're the vessel. Let it through. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.